When you think of Maui, images of beaches, sunshine, and blue skies probably come to mind, which is all true, but you're going to find there is a lot more to this beautiful island, as we show you here in the video that will focus on West Maui, featuring Lahaina, Kaanapali, and lots of beaches. Let's get started at the most popular town on the island, Lahaina. Famous for its historic Old Town Center, with lots of shops and restaurants, and many fine beaches to visit nearby. Front Street will be your main center of activity, with shops galore right along the water's edge. In the early 19th century, Lahaina was capital of the Hawaiian Islands when it was still a kingdom. Many rustic wooden buildings still survive and give it the character, such as the Pioneer Inn, that was built in 1901 and has been a hotel ever since. In the park next to it, you can walk beneath the largest banyan tree in the state. Some of the restaurants are perched on stilts right over the water and are famous for serving fish freshly caught in the nearby waters. How would you describe Lahaina?
It's always sunny, pretty much like an eternal summer here in Lahaina. There's people from all over the world every day that come here, walk up and down the street. You can leave your house and walk down the street and just meet people from all over the world. There's always something to do.
One of your most enjoyable activities here is simply walking around. There's a lot to see on foot in this compact town. A popular option is taking a boat ride, perhaps to go out and see some whales, famous here in Lahaina. Just show up in the morning at the marina right in town.
We're gonna go see some whales. Sometimes there's spinner dolphins.
And how often do you see the whales?
We see the whales a lot. Now it's whale season. Yeah, it's the season right now.
If you want to see the whales, come in the wintertime when they have arrived from Alaska for the mating season off the shores of Maui.
There's whales everywhere, so you're going to find whales wherever you sit on the boat.
Okay. You can also take a whale watching cruise from Kihei, a resort area on the South Shore. Twilight is always a special time to be out, especially here in the heart of Lahaina with the shops nicely lit up and open for business. The Baldwin House Museum is an early missionary complex built in the 1830s and is now the oldest surviving house on Maui. And right next to it in Campbell Park, something special happens on the second Friday of every month in Lahaina between 5 p.m. and 7:30. It's an arts and crafts festival featuring homemade items and some delicious food, along with free Hawaiian music. Sometimes you'll see the hula perform. Across the street, next to the Pioneer Inn, is a favorite place to gather for a view of the sunset. Almost like that famous ritual in Key West. Here we see the island of Lanai in the distance. Just 5 miles north of Lahaina is the famous resort area of Kaanapali, with many luxury hotels and a very long sandy beach, sometimes ranked as the world's best, with the Sheraton Hotel at the far end. There's a pedestrian walkway open to the public that extends for the entire 1 mile length of Kaanapali Beach. And it's really quite a special feature because you've got the beach on one side, the beautiful ocean beyond, and on the other side, this row of luxury hotels, shops, and restaurants, all beautifully landscaped. You can stop in for a refreshment anytime you like, a very civilized way to enjoy a nature walk. One of the most upscale properties is the Westin Maui Resort and Spa, featuring, of course, a big swimming pool with the waterfall, and there's a lovely pond with fish and birds by the open-air lobby. The public is always welcome to come in and have a look around. Next door you find the Whalers Village Shopping Mall with some chain stores as well as one-of-a-kind specialty retailers and restaurants. Especially Monkey Pod by Merriman, a local favorite. My spectacular lunch was a macadamia nut and panko-crusted fresh mahi-mahi, enhanced by the dramatic setting. They start getting busy at noon, but they open at 11:30 and close at 11 p.m. Or maybe just sit at their friendly bar. While you can see there's a lot to keep you busy at Kaanapali, there's much more to explore just north. Many more beaches are waiting for you up there. Here we'll just give you a sample taste of these lovely beaches. The view from Google Earth shows Kaanapali Beach in the bottom right, and notice all the golf courses just inland. It's a real golf resort paradise. And as we move along, you will see how built up the shoreline is. There is just one condominium after another. A lot of vacation rental possibilities there for you. Of course, you're going to need a rental car to get around, and you'll find most of these beach parks have free public parking. A good strategy to minimize traffic issues is drive all the way to the northern beach, Honolua Bay, without stopping along the way, and then drive south visiting the beaches, because that way you don't have to cross lanes of traffic to pull into a beach when you're driving south. And it makes it easier to exit the beach driving out of the parking lot. You'll just be turning right. This video was filmed in early January when it's slightly less busy. Summertime, it gets a lot more crowded. This beach, called Slaughterhouse, is part of the Honolua Mokuleia Bay Marine Conservation District. A little bit isolated, you have to navigate that staircase to get here. The other beaches, like Fleming Beach Park, are much more accessible. You can drive right in and there's free public parking available. Fleming is the most popular West Maui beach for body surfing and boogie board. It has great waves, partly because of that gentle incline of the sandy beach. It's rather calm today, but in the winter the waves can get pretty big. It's a relaxing place with those ironwood trees providing some shade and comfort for the beachgoers. Along this coast, you'll find a number of more isolated beaches. Sometimes you just park on the side of the road to access them. Some of them don't even seem to have a name. But one of the most famous is coming up next. It's Kapalua, which has a deluxe condominium resort along the shores. And another one of those ideal sandy beaches that was declared America's best in the year 2018 by the famous Dr. Beach, who described it as a perfect beach for swimming and snorkeling in the clear, azure waters that are protected by two headlands formed long ago by lava flows into the sea. This beautiful crescent-shaped white sand beach is bounded by these rocky anchors where good restaurants can be found, he writes. It's also renowned for its championship golf courses designed by Arnold Palmer and Francis Duane. The resort offers some coastal and ridgeline hiking trails that provide access to some unspoiled terrain and breathtaking seascapes. A few miles further south, we get to Pohaku Beach Park. It's just off the main shoreline road called Lower Honoapi'ilani Highway. There is some parking, but no public toilet and no shower, just a basic kind of rugged beach. And quite picturesque. Certainly worth a stop as we explore the beaches of West Maui. The surf is usually quite gentle here, making it popular for stand-up paddleboarding. Next we get down to the beaches of Napili and Honokowai. It's an area that has really been built up with lots of vacation homes and residential condominiums. There's also a nice public beach park here, Honokowai, with easy, free public parking. They've got a nice lawn, there's picnic grounds here, there's toilet facilities and showers, and a really gentle beach. You'll notice that there's a upraised coral reef just offshore, and that's ideal for the small kids. It provides a little sheltered lagoon area for them to splash around in, protected from the surf. Continuing south a few miles, we arrive at Kahekili Beach Park, which brings us pretty much full circle, nearly back to where we started at Kaanapali Beach, which is less than 1 mile away. And you could walk there on that same path that we saw at Kaanapali. It connects all the way up here to Kahekili. The park is a very popular gathering spot for the residents of the nearby condominiums. It's maintained beautifully with this lush green lawn and modern park facilities, with a pavilion that can be used for parties. This idyllic beach park is a great place to end our survey of the beaches of Northwest Maui. We have just covered the area in this outline, but there's more. There are the beaches of Southwest Maui. These beaches are quite different than what we've just been looking at. They are more rustic and undeveloped. There really are no resorts down here and not many people living in this area. It's more of a wild, outback countryside with a few beach parks, but mostly just natural open spaces. These beaches are more for the locals rather than tourists. A place that many visitors just drive past, but we're going to show you what's there and stop along the way. Puamana is the first beach park that we come to heading south from Lahaina. They have a parking lot, a shower, and some picnic tables. Some of them with fire pits for barbecue. And it's a nice spot. There's surfers out there, but really there's not much of a beach. It's more of a Puamana rock park. The shoreline is full of boulders, and a little bit of sand shows up when the wave washes out. But the surfers like it, and it's actually not very crowded, so it's a pretty good place to go out and catch some waves. They're pretty small today, but when a winter swell comes in, it can be very challenging. You'll see that surfing is one of the most popular activities along this stretch of coastline, and it's great for the beginners as well as the more advanced people when the surf comes up. It's a good place for the kids to learn, maybe on their boogie boards. Launiupoko is an excellent beach park. It's got 40 parking spaces. It's got outdoor showers and public restrooms, and 16 picnic tables, most of them with barbecue pits. The stone jetty was very carefully constructed. It took a lot of effort to build this to protect the beach, and it created a nice little lagoon that is family friendly. The kids can splash around in here without any worries about getting hit by a wave. This is generally a dry, hot, sunny area, but they've done a good job watering the lawns and keeping it green. The area that we're visiting is quite undeveloped. There are no restaurants at the beach, there's no cafe, there's no place to buy beer or sodas or sandwiches, so you've got to bring your own, and people do that. It's a wonderful place for a picnic. We had no trouble parking, but that can be difficult on a weekend when it gets busier. The beaches just keep rolling by. It's non-stop sand all along the highway, and you can pull over and park anywhere. There's no problem. There's even people camping along the road here. Whether they have permits or not is questionable. And there are hundreds of surfers out there enjoying the waves. You've got scrub vegetation, there's some kiawe trees and coconut trees along the way to enhance the vista. And at this point, after all the wonderful beach parks that you've seen, there's not much point in stopping until you get to this scenic lookout. Papavai. It's a public parking area. You can pull over and enjoy the view, and maybe you'll spot some whales, especially in the winter when they're in season. If you'd like to see more of Maui, let me know. Make a comment down below and we can present more movies about this beautiful island. Thanks for watching. We frequently upload new movies, so please subscribe to our channel and click that little alarm bell so you'll be notified. And if you enjoyed the movie, how about a thumbs up? And we always welcome comments down below. Or if you have questions about the destination, make note and we'll answer them. Thanks for watching.